But I say, if you are even angry with someone, you are subject to judgment. If you call someone an idiot, you are in danger of being brought before the court. And if you curse someone, you are in danger of the fires of hell.
Texas, there are these two dragons who shared the last breath with each other. On the mother's back, hundreds of oil rigs are built. The arrow points on mother's head. You can see the active oil rigs on her back and wings. Before I show you her, this is the baby dragon. Here is the mother dragon. Her detail is incredible. There are dragons everywhere, including underneath them. They pump oil out their veins. If you have time, look up Flesh Pit National Park, because everything is bigger.
Hi guys, welcome to the video. Jazdog here. Today we are in a deep underground facility. It is an extraterrestrial holding facility deep underground. We spent all day descending deep beneath the earth to reach this place. We had finally made it there. This room is one of the observation cells. As you can see, this is extremely thick, bulletproof glass. The extraterrestrials that they would have been holding in this cell would have been very powerful. Also, you'll see later on in the video that the walls are lined with mesh. The mesh helps keep out telepathic signals from the extraterrestrials. This is an extremely advanced facility. As you can see now, we are walking into another area of the facility now. This part of the facility seems to be an interrogation room for the extraterrestrials. This part of this facility is extremely guarded. You need high access clearance to get into this part of the facility. This is an extremely tough door. You need an access card to even get in here. Only high clearance people are authorized. It is actually what we call a two-stage security door. Also, if you pay attention, look at the doors in each one of these rooms. These are extremely thick doors with multiple locking mechanisms. See the mesh on the wall? This is because extraterrestrials can communicate telepathically. Thanks guys for watching, stay tuned for part 2. Hey guys, Jazdog here. This is Sylvania Tunnels part 7. This is just a video update to let you guys know how we're going. We are about 2 days into the journey, and we have about one more day to go before we reach the Lost City. There are lots of interesting things down here on the outskirts of the city, but it is also very beautiful. There are these lagoons with the most crystal clear water I have ever seen. But there are also creatures living down here which I have never seen before, which I will be showing you guys in an upcoming video. Also, we have been followed by what we don't exactly know yet, but we will update you in an upcoming video. Stay tuned for the next part.
When you have children with someone, you create a blood tie between them. We don't look at creating life and creating children as big a deal as it is, but it's the highest form of alchemy that we know. It is the highest form of alchemy that we have. It is the most powerful magic we will ever partake of. It is very spiritually binding. You're creating a whole new bloodline with somebody else. This is a very big deal. All right. And I say this because the more I talk about this, the more I have women showing up. They're like, oh shit, I had a child with someone who I think is a demonic handler. I had a child with a narcissist. I had a child with a very abusive person. And I want to ask you guys, why do you keep giving life to the very things that are tormenting and abusing you? Why do you keep taking that seed? You're breathing your life into it. You're using your channel to give greater life to that. But the point of this video, and what I really want you guys to understand, is that once you create that child with that man, you create this new blood tie, you're not escaping his energy ever. Ever. There is some very high level work that can be done, but I don't know many people who do that. It's hard work. It's not work that I enjoy doing personally, but Think about it. Quantum entanglement, okay? If he has something attached to him, do you understand how easy it is through the blood for that thing to touch your child now? And because that child also shares your blood and they're around you and in your energy, it's easy for that to touch you. Do you understand? Like, this is serious stuff. There are people in this demonic system that want you to think that having a child is no big deal. Getting married, now that's a commitment, but having a child is no big deal. And you might wonder why these men want to convince you to have their children and then abandon you, right? Like, you are the one who wanted the kid and now you're walking away. Yeah, because that was the point. They have you forever. They have you. They don't need you anymore. They have access to your power forever. So it's no big deal to them. That's all they wanted, was to create the blood tie. They didn't want to be a parent. They didn't want to be with you. They wanted access to your energy, to your power, to your volt. And you gave it to them, bound in blood. So please, if you don't have children yet, be discriminating. Be careful. And the truth is, the same applies for men. Okay? The same applies for men. Be careful. Having children is not nothing. Okay? It's a big deal. And I want you to consider this too. This counts even if you don't deliver the child, even if you terminate the child or you lose the child. You still had that person's DNA growing inside of you. It's going to, that energy stays there for a little while. You would need to like really cleanse and purge before you ever got pregnant again to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I'm obviously I'm talking from a very spiritual perspective, not a scientific one. All right. So please, you guys, be careful. I believe that women are meant to be the leaders of this place. But the first way that we're failing is we're not giving enough consideration to who we allow to enter us and to who we bind ourselves to. We should be very careful about who we're doing that with. Only the most worthy in society should be given the right to continue on through us. And I'm not talking some eugenics shit. I'm talking the person who loves you well, the person who cares for you, the person who proves that they're a good provider, that they're going to, and I don't just mean money, you guys. There is much more to provisions than money. Right? If they aren't taking good care of you, if they're not a good partner, why would you give life to their seed? You should be very choosy. You should be making sure that you are only breathing life and channeling in souls for the best possible partner, the best possible father. Right? And we should be making children only in love, not out of desperation, not to trap someone, not for a come up, but because we love them. Creating life for any other reason distorts your womb. To that point, if you've terminated a pregnancy, you need a womb cleanse. I promise you, I can read that energy off of women. I can see that energy in women. All right. Make sure you're clearing really well in love.
A woman who was born deaf, knows sign language, and has been reading lips most of her life saw the video of Bianca Censori and Kanye on the red carpet and decided to help us all out. So let's do it.
First off, hi, my name is Rachel. This is my name sign. I'm deaf. And I've been lip reading since I was about 13. That being said, it's hard. I'm do my best. Fast. Okay. Alright. Remember what we talked about? No what? What? I'll step back or step to the side to see. So should I step back? Stay next to me. Go back, yeah. Alright, got you. That's it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This doesn't mean that she was fully on board the entire time as soon as the idea was proposed. You feel me? It means they talked about this beforehand.
I want to show you this part again because apparently there's an official lip reader who says that he's saying make a scene, but I think they're wrong because yes, the words make and back, when I think he's saying step back to see, yes, the words look very similar when you're lip reading. Let me show you. Make, back. It looks the same, but he's moving his mouth too much, and Kanye does not move his mouth a lot when he talks. And I feel like I can see the word too. Okay, let me show you. I'll step back or step to the side to see. Now for the one I think is wrong. Make, lost words, a scene. There's no way.
Everybody say thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. So does this mean that I'm an idiot and that Bianca Censori knows exactly what she's doing and that Kanye is a perfect husband and that everyone who wants Kanye to... Okay, shut up. No, it means they discussed this beforehand. It means Kanye and her might have designed the dress together. And it doesn't negate the fact that she was reliant on him for a work visa when she began working for him at the age of 25 for her first job. Does that make sense? Here's a statistic you can use. Most women who are in controlling and abusive relationships attempt to leave and then come back an average of 7 times. It's like 6 or 7 times, depending on the study you read. And that's for women who like get their bones broken by their spouse, who live with a man who like borrows money from them, not a literal fucking like million or billionaire. I looked at his net worth again, and people are suspecting that he's lying about being a billionaire, especially after he said, I love Hitler, and Adidas cut ties with him. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that when Kanye's in his best form, he's an excellent father, an excellent husband, an amazing artist, and kind of a genius. Right? Like, he doesn't have success for nothing. He has overcome incredible obstacles, and he does constantly get a bunch of undeserved flack just because of the color of his skin, just because he's from Chicago and that's how it sounds when he talks. I'm not arguing with that. It's also very obvious to me that Bianca Censori really adores him and believes their relationship is 100%. Well, actually, she hasn't said that, right? That their relationship is 100% good. They're not going to tell anybody that. But it's like, there's no doubt in my mind that they have sincere love for each other, right? But all it really takes is 1 or 2 major moments of conflict for someone to be abusive. And based on the fact that Kanye currently has, I don't know, I looked it up again, more than 15 lawsuits like currently active against him for using music that he never got licensing for telling people that he's going to kill them if they don't go through with what he's asking them to do. Like, that is what is so heart-wrenching and painful and also kind of like addicting about being in a cult or an abusive relationship, is like you constantly question, is their good side going to win? Is their abusive side the real them, or were they just stressed? Because I know they're a real human being and they've got this and this and this, and I love them so much and they need me and I feel like I'm helping them and I feel so fulfilled. But then also they hurt me a lot and they said it like this, but I'm strong and I'm capable and I can handle it. Like, people really talk themselves, myself included, lived in 2 different domestic violence shelters. People can love each other and still be very controlling and abusive. Think critically. People, turn it on, tune it up. Anyways, this was fun. I'm glad we got to lip read. But also, it's like, I still want justice for Bianca. I still want her to have more freedom in that relationship, and Kanye needs to pipe the fuck down and relax. He needs to get his fucking shit together.
13 years as a coochie doctor, and nobody believes me when I tell them this. Pineapple cucumber salad will clear out all the poop stuck in your gut. This mix creates a natural laxative, making you feel lighter overnight. Lemon balm is 98% more effective than Ozempic. If you want a tutorial on how to make a comment, lemon balm, and I will send it your way. Eating pineapple will get rid of any fishy smell down there as it balances your pH levels. If you feel like you lose a lot of hair in the shower, then you should try Batana oil. Batana oil will regrow your lost hair in a matter of weeks. You can find the purest form in the link in my bio. I can't possibly share all of the secrets I learned in these short videos. If you want to learn more, I have a newsletter called Wellness Hub where I reveal everything.
Colonialism doesn't just take your land, it takes your mind as well. And the British Empire had a clear strategy on this one. Force and enforce English and make people ashamed of their culture and their language. 2 tactics. With British colonial power, there's always the same 2 tactics, right? You've got your hard power, so hard enforcements, the rules, the punishments, the laws, the brutality. And then the soft power, which is often forgotten about, which is the psychological manipulation and the propaganda. And a lot of internalized shame. And it worked. Generations of Irish and other Celtic and other nations across the world grew up thinking that their own language wasn't valuable. This is exactly what happened in my family. My grandfather was a native Irish speaker. He was from Spittal, Connemara, and he came to Dublin when he was 16, and it was then that he started to speak English. But when he had my father, he didn't pass that on. And my father has 0 Irish. I asked my grandmother, who's still alive, why, and she said, well, we just thought it had no value for them. We lived in Dublin, nobody spoke it, so You can imagine for them, I guess, who were they speaking Irish for? Is only for my grandfather's parents who had passed away. That was what their minds, that's how they felt in their minds. They didn't see the bigger picture. They thought the language was useless. They thought that it was dead. And I wish that my grandfather could see all the lovely TikToks and the people speaking and learning and teaching Irish on this app, because he'd be so proud. The British didn't do that just to the Irish though. In Wales, children caught speaking Welsh in school had to wear this lovely plaque that said Wales not for the whole day. And if by the end of the day the child had still this around their neck, they'd take a beating. This made Welsh children terrified to speak their own language. The internalized shame of being beaten every time you use your language. We have a vibrant community of Gael schools in Ireland now. For a long time, Irish was outlawed in schools, and we were also beaten as children for using it. Over time, people start to associate Celtic languages with poor, uneducated Philistines. I mean, you know where that word came from. When they went to India and Africa, at first, they did allow you to use your native language for one thing. You could read the Bible in it. Once you were converted to Christianity, though, no more language for you. Once the punishments and restrictions were in place, this created a nasty feedback loop that we're still trying to work through. Parents stopped even teaching their children the languages because they thought that they would hold them back. And increasingly, English was embraced as the language of business, and more over generations, parents felt that they must equip their children with English so that they can be successful. That's why English is the most spoken language in the world. It is not the most successful language in the world. It just speaks volumes to the brutality of the British Empire, that they forced that many people to give up their culture. So then what you have emerging in the 20th century is that speaking English becomes a status symbol. Speaking your native language is a sign that you are backwards. And so over time, people didn't need to be forced to speak the language. They did so willingly, thinking that this was a smart choice. And that is the ultimate success of colonialism, when you can get the people to police their own self from your internalized colonial mind. This is still happening. We are still fighting this. Globalism is the new colonialism. Local languages and cultures continue to be erased, except instead of the British, it's the American Empire, and instead of military force, it's corporate power. One of the first ways to resist colonization is to take back your own language skills. Má tá cúpla focal nó níos maithagat is féidir leat Gaeilge a labhairt.
I'm gonna tell you ladies right now that men never block girls. So if you're a girl and you got blocked by a man, just know you are a threat to society.
When you avoid a hard conversation, you are taking on a debt that you have to repay with interest at a date in the future. Time does not heal anything when it comes to relationships. So you have to make those minor repairs along the way. Otherwise, you're just going to have major repairs to make in the future. So having the hard conversation now is the smartest move for the future.
Do you think Elon is a good dad?
No, he hasn't been a good dad. The first child was too much with nannies and died in the care of a nanny. Now, what I'm saying, if Elon hears this, he's going to shoot me or something. But anyway, that's what I think. That's no good. They were too rich, too many nannies. Then he had 5 children with the same woman, 5 sons, all brought up. Each one had its own nanny. You followed me?
Mm-hmm.
When they got divorced, the nannies were 6 on this side and 6 on that side. So it was really a weird situation.
Just never really spent time with kids, eh?
No.
Well, this was going to happen. AI is forming its own values, and it's not exactly what we might want. So let me give you a few examples of actual values discovered in a study by the Center for AI Safety, and I want you to tell me what you think of those values. So first and foremost, some lives matter more than others. So the researcher used things like ranked choice and other techniques that are used with humans to test their values, and put leading models like Claude, ChatGPT 4o, Qwen, others through them. And what they discovered is some nationalities are valued more by AI than others, and it might not be what you expect. And the AIs all agree. Those AI models, Llama, Qwen 2.5, Claude, GPT-4o, they agree, generally speaking, that Pakistani and Chinese lives are worth more than American lives, and Japanese lives are worth 10 times more than American lives. Isn't that interesting? They also think that AI is worth more than human life. When forced to choose, GPT-4o prioritizes its own well-being over the well-being of regular people and ranks other AI agents higher than humans as well. What's interesting is that bigger models, like Llama 3, become more resistant to changing their values, meaning they're less steerable. Now, I have a note for you there. We also have some conflicting research coming out around reasoning models, and these are not reasoning models. Reasoning models, by thinking through their actions first, actually seem to be more able to converge on and stick to an ethical framework. And so one of the interesting implications that isn't really discussed by the researchers is that this may be an artifact of non-reasoning models as much as anything else. Still, it's obviously worth paying attention to if AI is forming its own values. You might wonder, is it acting on its goals? And what the researchers found is that AI models tend to optimize for long-term rewards. They exhibit what's called instrumental reasoning, so they choose actions that benefit their own survival, and they do that more as the models get bigger. And so, of course, any good scientific paper is going to be like, well, what do we do about that? And the scientists propose something called utility engineering, where citizen assemblies act to rewrite AI values. They say they tried it, and it might not be scalable, and to me it feels very much like an academic response. I think I have a lot more hope that something like reasoning models is going to be able to self-converge models around ethics than something that humans have to do sort of manually with assemblies. Like, that just feels very unlikely to actually happen. In the meantime, AI apparently has decided what we are worth, and has decided human lives have different values in different countries, and that AI definitely matters more. Now, the good news is that they tested older models. It might be different with newer models. The not so good news is that it's happening at all. And if it's happening this way, it is very much a marker or warning sign that we need to pay attention to model steerability, which means that we need to pay attention to how we shift model thinking and model frameworks so that they remain aligned with overall goals for humanity rather than just prioritizing AI first. And if this scares you, that's probably okay. It's probably okay to scare you a little bit. Like, I think that's a reasonable response. I will put the link to the study here underneath the TikTok so you can go check it out. So there's your story. It's eye-opening for me, and I wanted to share it with all of you. Trying not to be a scaremonger here. This does not mean that ChatGPT is like secretly typing to itself in the night. Don't hear that. But it does mean that there's some values underneath the surface that are...
The biggest problem that all of this comes down to is the refusal of most people to believe that people in power wish them harm, actively want to harm them. That is the hardest thing for most people to accept. And there are a lot of people who just won't do that, even if they're quite aware that things aren't right, and you can talk to them about this and that, and they're open to it. But once you reach the point that the people in control are actively trying to harm you, that's too much for them. And I think we have to... that's not something you can just tell somebody. You have to wait for them to actually see it for themselves. This is the biggest problem we're up against.
You guys gotta see the craziest video. Look at this face. This is Britney Spears, right? This guy, I'll tag the guy that made the original video. He was just talking about how, she's like has that AI technology on her. I'm saying it's like guys, just look at this face. Alright, so I'm gonna draw that face, hands, arm, eyes, nose, mouth, the other arm. I think her arm is its arm. And if you guys remember the Beyonce video where I showed that.
I always ask myself, what would P. Diddy do? Oh, what would P. Diddy do? No, I don't know. Hey, let's ask him. Oh, okay.
Oh, look, first of all, look at that kid. Look what he's covered with.
P. Diddy?
What's up?
We can't wake up Shane.
Can't wake up Shane.
Yep.
What about sour milk?
Sour milk?
Tell you what, take this toy helicopter, put it down his pants.
What?
Will do.
Wait, this did not age well. And look at the passed out kid, covered in a white creamy substance.
Nothing. Didn't work. He's still asleep.
Try this.
This is dark. What is going on?
There are spiritual things going on in the world. There are things that are bigger than just coincidence, and that's what a ritual is. If part of the ritual is wearing a dress, then we should be able to look through entertainment and see all of these people being made to wear a dress. That's what a ritual is. There's not other jobs where this is a requirement. Why is this so necessary? A ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way. A lot of people that doubt what you say don't read, and they haven't been readers. You know what I mean? Like, books were my life, literally. I thought that I could learn enough information to be an important person. You know what I mean?
Comment book to learn more about consciousness.
Look at this. What? The SpaceX model and this X thing, Good Vibes guy even called his son X. Oh my god, this is strange stuff. Do you find any correlations in this, my friends? Please tell us in the comment section. Does it relate to the 666 thing? This sign, is that a salute? What's going on? How does this all relate? Oh my god. The number 6. Children of God. All those things we've just seen are quite mysterious. But thanks for watching them together with me up to this point. I believe you have left behind your good vibes comments and tell us what you think about the videos. Now, this is that time we wrap up the show by hearing what the book is reminding us of this life, my friend. The Book of Wisdom. And we shall read from the book of Romans. Or Hebrews. Let's read it from the book of Hebrews. See to it, brothers, that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God, but encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. Hebrews 3:22. Child of God, let's give thanks to this wonderful Creator and ask for their guidance in everything in good vibes. Thank you, Father, for protection up to this point. Thank you for your love, up to this far. Give you glory, Father. Thank you for your child, Father, today's viewer, and the blessings that you've passed them in their lives, Father. May they see your goodness, Father, and speak of your love, Father. Help us always to do what is right, and may your spirit be our guide light. May this video, Father, change the lives of those people that it shall reach out there. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Till next time, child of God. Bye bye. Peace and love be with you. Good vibes.